Hi everybody, it's Debbie here and welcome back to my Crafty Den. If you're new here, then thank you very much for hitting on that button and deciding to watch this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for supporting my channel. I appreciate each and every view, and I appreciate you all so much for your kind words and your thoughts. And I hope everybody is staying safe right now and just enjoying being home. So let's get to crafting. Today, I just wanted to build my stash a little bit. I just wanted to show you what I do with the crepe paper streamers. The crepe paper streamers are very versatile. There's lots of things you can do with them besides just decorating your house. And I'll tell you, I grew up with a mom that totally loved crepe paper streamers. When we decorated at our house for Christmas, the green and the red got twisted together and it got swagged from corner to corner in every room, and it hung down and with big crepe paper bells. And yeah, so I come from that era. Yeah. So this is what I've been making. I've made some rosettes. I've got some buttons in the middle of these ones. I actually did a little piece of bling on top of a crepe paper bow, which I'll show you how to make. It's just this little bow like this, which can stand alone all by itself. Gosh, this is so pretty. And some of these crepe paper flowers. So that's what we're doing today. If you want to see, stick around and I'll show you how I did it. I'm thinking about doing a spring project, and I decided that I wanted to put some rosettes on it. So for those people that don't know how to make a rosette out of crepe paper, this is the most simple, easy thing ever. I have arthritis in my fingers, so sometimes it's a little hard for me, but it just takes a little bit of dexterity, and once you've done a couple of them, it gets easier and easier. So I'm right-handed, so I take my crepe paper in my left hand, and I make a pleat, and I fold it over, and then I pinch it between my finger and my thumb, just like that. And then I start, and I'm just going to continue doing that. I'm going to make a pleat, and I'm going to pinch it and turn it. And each time I turn it, I'm going to allow the pleats to come around. So I'm just going to keep pinching, adding to the layer, and turning. So pinch, add, and turn. Pinch, add, and turn, and it's so simple. So that's all you do, and you work your way, and keep with this finger, I will keep putting the back in so that it's in between my thumb and finger. If you let this slide out here, you just may as well start over again, because it's really hard to try to catch it back up. So pinch, lay it over top, and turn, and just turn, pinch, and turn. I'll do 2 or 3, and then I'll just pinch and turn. You hear the cars go by from this room really loud. You don't hear them downstairs as much. And then you're just going to watch, and I've come around past here. That's what I want to do. Then I'm just going to take my scissors. I'm going to make sure I only have that top piece like that, and then I'm going to snap. So I'm done, and I have a rosette. I have my center right there. All I'm going to do is take my stapler, and I'm going to try to make sure that I have it right in the center like this, and then I'm just going to punch it. And there's my rosette. Now, there's a little bit here where this is overlapping. You can leave it, or you can just take your scissors and you just round that a little wee bit, and there it is. So you're just going to put this on, And then you may put another little flower on the center. You can put a button, you can put a rhinestone, you could put a half flat back pearl, anything in the center of this little rosette, and it will cover up that staple. This is really nice. I keep thinking I'm going to order a tiny attacher. I'd love to have one because then this would be so small and it would be easier to cover up. But what I quite often do is I will have my rosette. I'll use a little tiny circle of my scrapbooking paper or a pretty paper that I'm using on my card or whatever. I'll put it in the center here and then add something to it. And that's where your hot glue gun or your liquid glue comes in handy. So they come out bigger sometimes and smaller. This one it's got a couple staples in it. This one I did, the ruffles are really close together. So if there's a lot more to it, there's a lot of things you can do with these. So for spring, you could trim this down a little bit and then layer it over top if you wanted to do like this mint blue color and the pink together. I have this lovely violet color or lilac color, I guess, and I have this really pretty yellow. So that's my little rosettes. Now for this flower, I'm going to show you how I did that. I think I'm going to use the purple for that. I haven't even opened this purple. Get rid of that glue that's at the front and all that. There. So for that one, I'm going to take a couple of little gathers. I use, because I'm right-handed again, it's easier for me to do it on this right-hand side. So I'm just going to lay this down. I am going to gather it about 3 times, 4 times maybe. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of a turn. Just a little bit. Not a complete turn. And then I'm going to gather maybe 3 more. And I'm just going to keep rolling this and gathering maybe 3. And then rolling. Keep that down there. So just try to bunch this if you have to twist it a little bit. But 2, 3, maybe 4 there. I'm not even sure. But that's what I'm going to do. But the gathering is really important because that's going to give you all of your ruffles on the inside. So gather and turn and gather and turn. And how big you do this is completely up to you. If you were making a flower that was just going to come up on the top of a stem and you were going to add it, that might even be enough. But it's not for what I want it for. So I'm going to keep going. And I'm just going to keep doing this. And to me, like, you can't have too much. And this stuff is so cheap. Like, this is a huge roll. And I got them, like I said, at Dollar Tree. So I think I got them at Dollar Tree last spring because they had, maybe it could have been towards the end of the summer even. I remember when I bought them thinking, well, those colors I'm not going to use for a while. So just keep gathering and pulling and gathering and pulling like this. Am I getting more? I need some more still. Gather and turn there a little bit and some more. And that's all I'm doing. So there's a lot in there now. There. I have a bunch in there. So that's all I'm going to do. Now I can take this and cut it. And there's 2 things you can do. Like with this one, I pinched it together. I cut the bottom. I just snipped the bottom a little wee bit with my scissors. And then I just drizzled hot glue in there to hold it all together. But you don't have to do that. You can just take what you've got. Try to get it all in. Try to get it all in that stapler. And just give it a pinch like that. And that will hold it pretty good. So then you find, where did I stop? So then I'm going to find where I stopped right here, and I'm going to start working my way back. And I'm going to unwind. Just, moth. I'm out of frame again. I wish this was two-way sound and you guys could yell at me when I do that. I'm working around my microphone. My camera stand is right here. And because I'm working around it, and I try to look through my viewfinder, but sometimes it's hard for me to see what I'm doing, especially when everything's the same color like this. And I end up having to look under my camera and trying to work around the stand. So yeah, my tripod's right in my way all the time. I guess that's the way it is for most people that are trying to film their, uh-oh, my husband's making toast. He's got to be, because that's the only time our toaster goes like that. Our alarm goes in our kitchen, goes like that. So I have it like this. So I've got to the center. Here's my center. I'm going to hold my thumb here. I'm going to press down, and then I'm just going to turn that sideways like that. And then I'm going to try to get all those little ruffled edges in there so that my staple gun is going crossways. My other staple went that way, so I've got this one going crossways, and now I've got this. It almost looks like ranuncula, I think they're called. They're so pretty. There. And this one, I would definitely put a, let me see, do I have something right here, maybe? Of course I don't. Of course I don't. How big of a button? This would look really pretty with a pink button in the middle of it. Oh, would not look pretty with that in there. So look at this beautiful button. It would look pretty with something like that in there. There's all kinds of different colored buttons in here. And everywhere from a brown to, there's one that's almost purple. There. Hot glue that and then put a flat back pearl in the middle of that, which I think I will do that right now. I've got a bucket. I've got a bucket of bling here. And it's hard for me because I don't know what I have here. It would be nice if I had a flat back. I have this. I have some really pretty colored things. That's interesting. What that will look like with that. So, what if I were to put that in there and then put that one right there? Just like that. So I'm going to take I'm going to do it this way so that I know it's in the middle. I'm going to take my hot glue, and I'm going to set my button down in the middle of that. Was I off again? Yeah, I couldn't see what I was doing. Oh, gosh. I may have to tip you guys down a little wee bit so that you're a little closer to here. There. What do you think? So that would look really pretty. So imagine a cluster of these on a big project. These would look really pretty just grouped on the edge of a sign, a spring sign or something like that. Really pretty around a sign. Yeah, so that's what we have. So let's see what else we can do. Let's do something in yellow like that. I'm glad I bought these last summer, because if I hadn't have, I wouldn't have been playing today. So yeah. So this, sometimes you get this when you get your crepe paper. It's skinnier here than there. That doesn't matter. And it's so much easier for me to just do it. So I'm going to do it again. Hopefully you can see me a little bit better. I'm going to gather and turn, gather and turn, gather and turn. And this allows me to have lots of paper to open it up without having to stretch my paper too much. So it's just a roll and an unroll with this. So go that way, paper. I'm fighting with the roll. And I always work from my roll. I don't cut mine off because it's easier to just keep going than it is to add new stuff. So this could be getting big enough for one of those flowers, I think. There. You don't want to make this so big that you can't get a staple through it. So there's my end right there. So I want to keep that on the side that I'm going to staple. I'm going to bunch this together. And because this is so thin, that bunch will actually squeeze together really good with a staple. So I'm just trying to make sure that this is all in there. As much of these little gathered pieces are going to be hit by the staple. And the same thing on this side. Just like that. Then, where's my end? I'm going to take my end. See how my end was here so that it's caught in here? So I'm going to take my end and I'm going to start opening it up. And I'm just going to work my way around. Just like this. So I didn't learn how to make these anywhere. I was just playing and came up with them, and I liked the way they looked, so I kept making them. I'm sure there's probably a video out there that tells you how to make them much better than I do. There. And the thing about them is that they're imperfect, and flowers are imperfect. I'm going to take this one, and I think I'm going to bend it this way because that's the way that it wants to go. And then I'm going to cross, because the other staple goes this way, and then I'm going to cross over it, put this all in between there, and then I'm going to cross over that staple right there. And there's my middle. It's stapled on the back, so there's my middle. Everything wants to come up this way. There. And I think what I'm going to put in the middle of this one is just one of these. That is so pretty. So I'm going to put myself a little bit of hot glue right there. And I'm going to put this down right here. And then I'm going to hold it and I'm going to pull my flower back up around it. There. And if you take your fingers and kind of mold it, you can kind of curl it up like this. Tissue paper which is what this is really malleable. You can just kind of mold it any way you want to. So there's one, and there's one. And this one's almost flat. This one's got a little bit more of a bump in it. Just depends how down low you manage to get that first staple. Yeah, so there's those two. And some rosettes. Imagine backing this onto a rosette. So I have my rosette. I'm going to glue it down, and then I'm going to put this right on top of it. Or imagine how pretty this would be if this was a nice green. It would just, you know, look like it was a bud, and it would close up at night almost. So yeah, that's pretty together too. So these colors complement each other really, really well for just normal spring colors. And of course, there's always the, you know, the traditional little bow. I think all you do to make a bow is just gather in the middle, just like this, until you've got it as wide as you want it to be. This isn't really wide, and I know you can get it wider, but you want to make a little bow. It doesn't take very much. I'm just trying to keep it flat. Then I'm going to take my stapler and I want that together enough that it's all in the middle between those two. And I'm going to try to make sure I have the middle. Do I have the middle? Maybe like this. And then just open it up. There, and you can put something in the middle of that, and but like I said, with Tim, isn't that pretty? There. There, so a little bow. So there's lots of things that you can do with crepe paper, especially these crepe paper streamers. So when you see these at Dollar Tree or Dollarama for $1.25, buy them and stick them in your stash, because they're like, this is great for Easter projects, for spring projects, things that you do in the early summer. Great for decorating birthday cards, you know, feminine projects, very feminine cards and things like that. There's like, yeah, there's so much you can do here. So I want to put something in the middle of this. I can't find my flat back pearl. My goodness, I know I had some. I absolutely know I had some, but what about this? I have these. These are the ones that I got for 50 cents each at, I'm pretty sure I was coming out of Michael's, and I saw them, and all they had left was these ones and these ones. I'm assuming they had other colors, but oh my gosh. Yeah, these are so pretty. This one doesn't have as many big buttons in it. Let me see what I can find. My tummy's going at it again. That's pretty because it's set down in the middle, and then put that in the middle, I think. So here, I'm going to take this. I'm going to put right in the middle. I'm going to put some hot glue. I'm going to stick this one down. Just like that. Then I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue, put it right in the middle there. And then I'm going to stick this one here, right in there. So a button in a button. Move it over a little bit so it's in the center. There. So there you go. So you can make your bows, you can make your flowers, and you can make your rosettes, and you have a lot of stuff to add to your stash. So yeah, so this is a perfect way to build up your stash. I have been thinking about doing this video for so darn long, and I just hadn't gotten around to it. So yeah, sorry, I wish I had brought it to you a lot earlier in the spring, but it's still not too late. Look at that. That's that purpley colored button. It's so pretty. Ooh, look at that button. Look at that button. It's got like little circles all over it. And maybe something that's a little flatter than that one. They have these tiny little ones here. Yes, that's what I'm putting on this one. Maybe this one, because I'm putting a bigger button on it. It might, oh, I had to put more staples in this one because I got a little bit carried away adding the ruffles. So I'm going to put a little bit there and put this one around like that. And then there's a little bit of glue sticking out of that button. And I'm sure it will hold that button right in place. So that is good. I like that. Yeah, so it depends where you want to put them in your projects too, how lumpy they are, how big they are, what kind of centers you want. I'm loving these ones with the buttons. I think they're cute. I'd say cute as a button, but yeah. Yeah, maybe not, eh? So there you go. And the bow. Don't forget that little tiny bow. This little bow could also go in the middle of that. See that? Yeah. So this little bow could also go in the middle here. So you could make, what color would go with this? What color would go with this? I think the blue. So here's a little piece of the blue. Just like this. And I'm just going to gather it up nice and even like this. I'm not even on frame again, even after I move the camera. And so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to gather it up and push it down in the middle. Here, I'm going to hold it like this. The thing with the bows, and this is the thing with the bows, you want to open them this way, so you want your staple to be flat this way, just like that. Am I in the middle? Get in there, stay in there, and there. There. Let's see what happens. Oh, I wasn't anywhere near the middle. Oh, well, let's do this then. You can always salvage them. Yes, you can salvage them. This is just a little smaller now, that's all. So I have this and I have this. I want to put it here, just like that, because I think it'll be pretty there. So I'm going to put some glue down. I'm going to put that right in the middle where I want it to go. And then I know I have in here on the same type of a sheet as that. Back in that little bling bucket that I had. So I have that, and then I have this. There. So you have that. So all the different things that you can do with your crepe paper, some little gems from the dollar store, and buttons. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment as well and share. It's been a while since I've seen anybody do anything with crepe paper, so I'm going to play around with these for a little while and just have some fun. And yeah, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have fun playing with your crepe paper streamers. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye for now.